Now, me, I love being underestimated. And it's not because I want revenge. It's because I believe it frees me. Think about this. There's no pressure, no spotlight, and no expectations. You get to move in silence. And and when God does what he said he would do in your life, people might be shocked, but you're not. Because you weren't performing for them. You were walking with him. Because being unseen by them can be painful until you realize God might be using their doubt to strip away your need for recognition. So your obedience becomes pure, your faith becomes deeper, and your calling becomes stronger than public opinion. Well, what if being underestimated is actually a test? Not of your ability, but of your maturity. Because anybody can react, but can you stay focused, obedient, and disciplined? Even when nobody believes in what you're doing. See, that's the difference between confidence and ego. Confidence says, I know what God placed in me. Ego says, I need you to see it too. Confidence is quiet. Ego is loud. Confidence builds, but ego, it reacts. Jesus didn't feel the need to prove himself to everyone. Isaiah 53:3 says, he was despised and rejected, a man of sorrows, acquainted with deepest grief. We turned our backs on him and looked the other way. He was despised, and we did not care. Even Jesus was underestimated. They looked at him and saw nothing special. But Jesus didn't go around trying to prove himself to everybody. People doubted him, and he kept moving. People misunderstood him. He kept moving. There were people who disrespected him. You know what he did? He kept moving. Why do you think that is? It's because he wasn't here for their validation. He was here for his assignment. You keep stopping your assignment to address opinions. You keep pausing your purpose to respond to doubt. And you keep delaying your growth to prove a point. Think about what Eleanor Roosevelt says. What other people think of me is none of my business. Also think about this one. A lion does not concern himself with the opinion of sheep. Now look, this isn't about being arrogant or about looking down on people. It's about not being controlled by other people's opinions. Because everybody who misunderstands you is not owed an explanation. Some of you are explaining yourselves into the ground. Try to make people see your vision. You want them to believe in you and understand your process. Let me help you. If God didn't feel the need to explain it to them, why are you? So, some of you are lecturing people that really don't care. Breaking down your whole plan, thinking, why don't they see what I see? Maybe they're not supposed to. This is where your freedom starts. You don't need their approval, understanding, or their validation to walk in what God called you to do. Before we move forward, I want to add something because I don't want anyone to hide behind this message. Some of you aren't being underestimated. You're being accurately assessed. Real talk. You lack discipline, consistency, and preparation. And instead of receiving correction, you label it as, they don't believe in me. Nope. That's not it. Sometimes people see what you refuse to see or just don't want to fix. Proverbs 12:15 says, fools think their own way is right, but the wise listen to others. So before you get offended, ask yourself, is there truth in what they're saying? Is there something that I need to change? Because correction can feel like disrespect when you're not ready to grow.